Guitar Cafe is a venue in the center of Kadıköy. In 18 years, more than 1,500 musicians from all over the world took stage in this little music center. And it has participated in many festivals and extraordinary musical events. Above all, maybe the most interesting feature of Guitar Cafe is the culture of musicking which we have created over time. As the owner of this place, I have taken part in this great experience since 2000. There have been many gains and some losses. But what is musicking? The word musicking was introduced by Christopher Small to explain music and activity, which covers a large scope of events, things and relationships. So the meaning of music lies not just in the musical works, but in the totality of a musical experience. In following Small, we can ask a similar question. What's really going on here at Guitar Cafe? Let us have a look at some components of musicking at Guitar Cafe. You can find almost every genre of music, as long as it is a product of a unique project and has certain level of quality. As the name of the cafe indicates, guitar music has a special place here, and we have hosted many guitar masters from all over the world. However, this is just the tip of the iceberg. One day you can find an Irish musician who plays on the Crichton lyra. Another day, Kurdish woman bards from Van. Or a well-known singer.
Uykusuzluğumdan belliydi kafamda birikintiler, teker teker döküldüler.
You can find a famous actor and a free improvisation group on the same stage. Or a group singing Georgian songs. organizers are also musicians and often take the stage with the others. Gaia, should we start?
Yeah, we should start. Let's do it.
Okay. Musicians go to the stage by walking through the audience. The audience respectfully listens to the performance in silence. Audiences and musicians can speak and have a chat together before, after, and even during the concert. But there is no food or drink served while the performance is going on.
Çok soğuktan geldiniz. Teşekkür ediyorum. İyi ki geldiniz ya. İyi ki geldiniz. Çok güzel bir şey.
Guitar Cafe has a homely, cozy atmosphere. There are instruments all over the venue, photographs and posters in the corridor, and the huge wall painting on the saloon adds supplementary elements to the aura.
What do you like? I really wonder.
Everything.
I mean, decoration.
Everything. Everything. Really. I feel very good here. I feel at home.
Böyle ders vereceğim bir yer olsun. Hem istediğim müziği yapacağım bir yer olsun. Hem de istedikleri müzikleri yapabilecekleri insanların öyle bir yer olsun diye o amaçla işte kurduk.
2006 was a milestone for Guitar Cafe. I was one of the coordinators of an international festival called ISCMS, İsmet Sıral Creative Music Studio, and had partners at Guitar Cafe. Musician Sumru Ağaryürüyen and the group Helasa were my partners. With this collaboration, we had the confidence to generate similar kinds of musical events as in ISCMS. Meanwhile, we began to introduce to the audience a listening attitude similar to concert halls, silent and respectful. Sonbahar movie music, which was arranged by Guitar Cafe team, won a prize from France. These partnerships finished and the others started over the years, but the principles remained the same. Guitar Cafe had many successes in those years. Guitar Cafe was in ISCMS 2010. Tangent Radio from Los Angeles organized music tours to Guitar Cafe. Guitar Cafe was featured in the New York Times in 2010. Zar Festival by an Iranian musician Said Shahbenzadeh took place at Guitar Cafe in 2014, and it was on BBC Persia television. Despite these achievements, international attention and admiration by musicians, Guitar Cafe has always been on the verge of being closed due to the financial difficulties. What keeps alive a venue is its regular customers. When I tried to find them to interview, I realized that most of them are also musicians. It was very difficult to find a regular attender who is not also a musician. How did this happen? I talk now with Murat Sayman, who explains his thoughts about Guitar Cafe.
Yani burası bana çok uydu kafama. Burada bu ortamı görünce müzisyenler böyle bu kadar iç içe. Nerede var ki müzisyenle beraber konuşuyorsunuz ondan sonra şey yapıyorlar. Kaç tane müzisyen burada bana işte şey yaptı, şunu da dinle, şunu da yap, şey yap falan. Böyle bir ortam bence şey yani yok gibi. Yani iyi ki Gitar Cafe var falan diyordum ama belki böyle düşünen insan az olabilir. Benim için şeydi, keşfetme coşkusu.
Horizon of expectation is a term fundamental to German academic Hans Robert Jauss's reception theory. In thinking about Guitar Cafe, I find it useful to combine Jauss's theory of horizon of expectation with the concept of musicking. In order to explain what I mean, let's have a look at some different contexts of musicking in Kadıköy and examine the expectation of audiences during those activities. Musicking in concert halls is almost the same all around the world. In huge and richly decorated buildings, you can listen to classical or any other kind of music. The audience is usually from middle or upper class. Before the concert begins, audiences wait and socialize in the foyer. Then they quietly sit and wait for the performance. There is an unseen barrier between the musician and the listener. Rock bars are generally crowded and noisy. People listen to the band while standing or dancing. They consume alcohol. The main motives are to have fun, relax, or to be stunned. In many cafes and restaurants in Kadıköy, the atmosphere involves drinking raki, having mezes, and feasting with friends in order to enter into a melancholic or cheerful mood with the help of alcohol. And the main catalyst for this kind of musicking is Turkish classical or Greek tavern music. You can find similar musicking in any corner of Kadıköy and also in the metro or the ferry boats, where street musicians play many different genres. People are exposed to this kind of musicking in everyday life. You can find almost any genre of music in Guitar Cafe, but the music is presented in a different context. All kinds of musicking from around Kadıköy are welcomed in the venue. At Guitar Cafe, there are also performances which might take stage in big concert halls, but in a more intimate setting without much distance between musicians and the audience. Some of the gigs are energetic dance music, but the audience usually stay calm and listens, without feasting or requesting particular pieces from the musicians, as you would see in other cafe venues. Musicians are often surprised by musicking experience created at Guitar Cafe.
Ben mesela başka yerde o kadar korkmam. Yani çaldığım zaman. Ama gitar kafede çaldığım zaman korkarım. Çünkü insanlar pür dikkat. Hiçbir şey kaçırmıyor.
At Guitar Cafe, you can find some music which you might also come across in the street. But audiences usually give a different kind of attention and respect to the music here. When we change the context of certain kinds of music, the audience's expectation also change. A horizon of change occurs when an audience member's experience of musicking results in an invalidation of a familiar experience or provides a new encounter. At Guitar Cafe, we have tried to create a new encounters with music, but for some audiences, our culture has been difficult to adapt to.
Burada yeni bir müzik mekanı tanımı yapmak lazım. Burası bir konser mekanı. Konser yani farklı bir dinleme adabı oturtuldu bilmem ne.
Burada ne oluyor da aynı müziği yapmamıza rağmen, konser mekanında denememize rağmen burası niye doğmuyor?
İsimden kaynaklanıyor değil mi zamanında?
Kafe olması.
Bir taraftan tam konser dinlemeye gelen insan belki böyle bir ortamda konser dinlemek istemeyen bir insan olabiliyor. Bir mekana bazen kendi sosyal sınıfıyla, amacıyla, şusuyla, busuyla bir şekilde özdeşleştirerek gidiyor insanlar. Belki burada özdeşleşemiyor belki. Yani belki buranın çok çeşitliliği, fazla çeşitliliği bir kafa karıştırıyor belki. Yani bir şekilde toplumun zihniyetiyle tam uyuşamıyor.
After many years, I have realized that Guitar Cafe has attempted to change horizons of expectations for audiences in Kadıköy. These changes have fulfilled the expectations of musicians, because Guitar Cafe has not only offered musicians the respect that they deserve, but it has also become a center of cultural exchange of ideas about music. Even though our model has not yet gained acceptance by wider audiences in Kadıköy, we are proud of our micro-local culture and identity as hybrid venue. Guitar Cafe features components of many different musicking contexts in Kadıköy, but also adds new dimensions such as the intimacy between musician, audience and organizer. As I hoped to have shown in this video essay, Guitar Cafe has cultivated a culture of musicking through the participation of many different people across many years. As Guitar Cafe moves into the future, we hope to hold on to our unique culture of musicking while also adapting to a quickly changing atmosphere in the dynamic musical landscape of Kadıköy.
Çok